in the corner of a little house, whereas actually they have moved into a great, big, wonderful mansion that God has prepared. In fact, I do not believe that there is a Christian on earth, including myself, who have experienced the completeness of all that God has provided through salvation. However, I thank God that I'm enjoying a lot more than I did when I became saved in 1983. But I know that there's much, much more for us all. In Hebrews 2, 1 through 4, Hebrews 2, 1 through 4, it says, "Therefore we must give the more earnest heed to the things we have heard, lest we drift away. Yes. For if the word spoken through angels proves steadfast, and every transgression and disobedience receive just reward, how shall we escape if we neglect so great a salvation, which at first began to be spoken by the Lord, and was confirmed to us by all who heard him, God also bearing gifts and witness, God also bearing witness both with signs and wonders and various miracles and gifts of the Spirit according to his own will." I like to focus on the beginning of verse 3, where it says, "How shall we escape if we neglect so great a salvation?" And that's the title of my message tonight, So Great a Salvation. It is a great salvation that God has provided for us through Jesus Christ. However, one of the great dangers is that we would neglect it. Now you say, how can I neglect it? That is not really entering into it. Neglect includes accepting our great salvation as just a theological fact or doctrine, but not embracing it in its fullness in our experience. Hang in there with me. My first point is understanding the vastness of our salvation. The Apostle Paul had that same concern. In Ephesians 3, 17 through 19, he prays a prayer for God's people. And it goes like this: "That Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width, the length, the depth, and the height, to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God." Now I want to focus on verse 18, where it says, "May be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width, the length, the depth, and the height." Now I'm going to expound on this scripture because I'm going to attempt to help you to understand how great our salvation is. Now, I need you to close your eyes and imagine with me. I picture entering into our great salvation as walking into a tremendous mansion. Picture it. It has many corridors and different types of rooms. If we look first at the width, it stretches out as far as our eyes can see. in either direction. See to your right and left? Then if we look at the length, look ahead. We cannot see the end of it. Imagine standing on a grand staircase in the middle of the wonderful mansion. When you look down, it's death. You cannot see all that's beneath you. Finally, as you look up at its height, it stretches beyond what you can take in. Open your eyes. Paul prayers tells us that God does not want us to remain isolated in some small corner of the mansion where we have entered. But he wants us to comprehend, to take in and embrace all the scope of our great salvation. Its width, its length, its depth, its height,